Manchester United are entering a turbulent period, as the high expectations placed on manager Ruben Amorim have quickly turned into disappointment. In that context, the fans and experts have begun to split into two very clear camps. One side believes it is time to put an early end to the adventure with Amorim. Meanwhile, the other side calls for patience, arguing that constantly changing managers only drags the club deeper into instability. Amid these heated debates, a wave of demands to sack Ruben Amorim is surging strongly, becoming the hottest topic at Old Trafford right now. Looking at the statistics, it is clear that Manchester United under Ruben Amorim are sinking into a real crisis. After 29 Premier League matches, the Red Devils have collected only 28 points, averaging less than 1 point per game. An abysmal performance for a club that once set its sights on challenging for the title. In particular, their home form at Old Trafford has also turned bleak, with the team managing to secure only 7 victories. The loss of dominance at their very own fortress has left many fans feeling hurt, as Old Trafford was once their greatest source of pride. It's not just the results. Ruben Amorim's tactical and personnel decisions have also become a focal point of criticism. He once deployed Bruno Fernandes in the number 6 role. As a consequence, Bruno was unable to showcase his natural strengths, while his defensive limitations were laid bare, even leading to goals conceded due to poor marking. Similarly, Amad Diallo was pushed into a wing-back role, a position ill-suited to his skills and attacking potential, leading many to believe that Amorim is wasting a valuable asset. Even in the match against Fulham, when a goal was desperately needed, he shocked many by substituting one centre-back for another, a move fans saw as a sign of stubbornness and a lack of attacking ideas. That said, it must be acknowledged that there have been a few rare bright spots under Amorim. Last season's performance in European competition is one of the main reasons he has managed to hold onto the hot seat until now. In addition, some recent matches, most notably against Arsenal, showed glimpses of promise, with the team demonstrating more organised pressing and, at times, managing to create a balanced game. Nevertheless, these positives remain far too small compared to the bleak overall picture that Amorim is currently painting at Manchester United. If at first Ruben Amorim was expected to bring a fresh breeze to Manchester United, those expectations have now turned into deep disappointment, sparking a wave of fierce criticism from all sides. Fans are expressing their anger not only because of the poor results but also due to the dull, identity-less style of play. Many believe Amorim does not understand the DNA of Manchester United, the fiery attacking spirit, the passion, and the determination to win at all costs. On forums and across social media, mentions of Amorim are becoming increasingly widespread, turning into a rallying cry for the discontent of the red side of Manchester. And it doesn't stop with the supporters. Experts and pundits have been relentless in their criticism, with some bluntly stating that, given the current results, Amorim already has more than enough grounds to be sacked immediately. Many analyses suggest that instead of solving the crisis, he has only created more problems through baffling tactical and personnel experiments. Some have even gone so far as to mock that only Gareth Southgate could save Manchester United at this point. The remark is both sarcastic and a reflection of the genuine deadlock the club finds itself in. Amorim has also faced criticism for his handling of Kobbie Mainoo. Despite being regarded as one of Manchester United's brightest gems and earning high praise during pre-season, he was left without a single minute on the pitch in the first 2 matches. This has left Mainoo questioning his role within the squad, especially with the number 10 position seemingly locked down. Meanwhile, several top English clubs, including Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle, Aston Villa, West Ham, and Everton, are all ready to pounce should any opportunity arise. United have insisted they want to keep him and extend his contract. But for Mainoo, what truly matters is assurance about his future, real playing time and a clearly defined role within the tactical system. A flood of critical comments has appeared on X with posts like, "There's nothing good about Amorim. Even if he tries, he still fails. I've always said it, his tactics simply don't work at all. Maybe Amorim's methods were effective in other leagues, but they just can't be applied in the Premier League." However, some interesting historical comparisons have also emerged, pointing back to when Sir Alex Ferguson first arrived at Old Trafford in 1986. He, too, endured a difficult start and even faced the risk of being sacked. Yet the board at the time showed patience, and in the years that followed, he went on to build a glorious dynasty. This has led some fans and pundits to call for giving Amorim more time to prove his ability. However, the biggest difference lies in the context. since Sir Alex retired in 2013. Manchester United have gone through as many as 8 managerial sackings and appointments without finding a long-term solution. Patience is no longer seen as an easy answer, because each cycle of trial and error only drags the club deeper into crisis. As a result, the growing wave of demands to sack Ruben Amorim reflects the widespread frustration and loss of faith from both fans and experts toward the Portuguese manager. Yet despite the increasingly fierce criticism, there are still arguments that it is too soon to judge Amorim. In reality, he has only managed the team for 2 matches this season, with a squad that cost £200 million, and has yet to fully demonstrate his potential in the unforgiving environment of the Premier League. Sacking Amorim at this point would be tantamount to the board admitting they made a mistake in appointing him, while also turning the entire season into a wasted effort, as any new manager would have to start rebuilding from scratch. Moreover, Manchester United's problems go far beyond the head coach. Many experts describe the current squad as a patchwork collection of different philosophies inherited from past regimes, from Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to Erik ten Hag. The result is a squad that lacks cohesion and consistency, making it difficult to serve any specific footballing philosophy. In such a context, even an outstanding manager would struggle to implement a clear tactical vision, and Amorim is no exception. The case of Mikel Arteta at Arsenal serves as a thought-provoking example. When he first took charge, Arteta also endured a crisis and even faced calls for his dismissal after a string of defeats. Yet the patience of the board and their belief in a long-term project allowed Arsenal to gradually revive and re-establish themselves as contenders for the Premier League title. Manchester United could choose to follow this path instead of continuing to fall into the cycle of managerial changes, which has only dragged the club deeper into crisis. Moreover, the lack of viable alternatives is another crucial factor. The current managerial market does not offer many truly high-quality candidates ready to take on the hot seat at Old Trafford. Gareth Southgate has been mentioned as a potential candidate, but it is clear that this would only be a short-term, stopgap solution rather than one that builds a lasting foundation. In contrast, a sustainable project requires stability and patience, qualities that Manchester United have sorely lacked for more than a decade. If Ruben Amorim wants to keep his seat at Old Trafford and silence the waves of criticism, he must make immediate adjustments in both personnel and tactics. First and foremost, the most crucial issue is restoring Bruno Fernandes to his natural number 10 role. Deploying the Portuguese captain as a number 6 has only exposed his defensive weaknesses and inability to break up play, leading to costly goals conceded. Bruno is, by nature, a playmaker who can produce moments of brilliance around the edge of the box. Allowing him to operate in his rightful position would enable the team to fully exploit his creativity. At the same time, Amorim needs to give more opportunities to young talents such as Amad Diallo and Kobbie Mainoo. Next, stability in defence must be a top priority. Manchester United have conceded far too many sloppy goals, mostly from positional errors and a lack of cohesion. Amorim needs to improve defensive organisation while making the most of available personnel, such as Harry Maguire. A disciplined, solid backline will help United avoid the current situation of attack creates, defence destroys. In addition, reinforcements in weak areas are urgently required. United still lack a reliable goalkeeper and a true defensive midfielder to bring balance to the middle of the park. With the transfer window about to close, Amorim and the board must fully capitalise on it to address these gaps. Finally, Amorim must change his approach to in-game management. Baffling decisions, like substituting one centre-back for another when chasing a goal, not only cost points but also raise doubts about his ability. Instead, he needs to encourage proactive play, making use of players' strengths rather than forcing them rigidly into his own ideas. Only by being willing to adapt can Amorim hope to turn the situation around and win back the supporters' trust. It's clear that the movement to sack Ruben Amorim is spreading rapidly among both fans and pundits. For a club as steeped in tradition as Manchester United, accepting such poor results is simply intolerable. However, the issue is not as straightforward as an immediate dismissal. If United take that route, they risk falling into the same vicious cycle that has persisted since 2013. Therefore, the wisest choice right now may be to show a degree of patience. While setting clear demands for Amorim, he must demonstrate resilience, quickly fix tactical missteps, stabilize the team's style of play, and maximize the new signings. The question is whether Manchester United will dare to follow the path of patience, as Arsenal once did with Mikel Arteta, or whether they will pull the trigger once again in search of a new face for the Old Trafford hot seat. Whichever choice they make, The upcoming decision will undoubtedly shape the future of the Red Devils for many years to come.